Okay, so the oil pan. If you're going to do a V8 conversion in a Vega, particularly if you're going to want to put the engine really where the engine needs to be, or in the factory position for an H-body, you need to make some provisions for the oil pan clearance to the steering link. So you can see how tight this one is here. I probably got about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of clearance right now, and that's with the modification. So you can see the weld seam there in the pan. So if you go to, you can purchase pans with the clearance for two-piece rear mains. So 85 and earlier, if you've got a two-piece rear main, you can buy pans off the shelf that will give you the clearance. If you've got a later Gen 1 small block, 86 or later, to my knowledge, there's no one who sells an aftermarket pan to do this. So this modification that I did here is relatively easy. It's a simple weld job, and you can get the instructions and dimensions off of v8monza.com. There's a segment on there that helps you, walks you through that. If I was to do this again, though, just a little kind of recommendation is on the edges here, instead of making a hard 90-degree corner, I would put a chamfer, or a bit of a rounded edge on that, because it would give you a little bit more steering radius for your knuckles on your steering link. My steering is pretty good. I don't have full steering, but I've got almost full steering. I can probably get about 1.25 turns or almost 1.5 turns one way before I start having trouble with the side of the pan. The other thing I did too, might be hard to see here, but on the grease fitting, I took the grease fitting out and just put set screws in, while I'm driving it, so that way the grease fitting won't hit the side of the pan. It gives me a little bit extra clearance. And if I want to go grease the fitting, I can always take the set screw out, put the grease fitting in, and grease it up. But so anyway, if I was to do it again, I would probably, like I said, edge the corners a little bit just to give me a little bit more turning radius. But even if you do this, it will be good enough to clear the steering link without modifying or moving the steering link, and your engine will be right in its position that it needs to be, its factory position, and be low enough where you won't have any hood clearance issues.